Hi, I'm Denise Driscoll. I'm an artist. I primarily paint, mostly abstract paintings. I like to work with repeating shapes, squares, circles, dots, and build up accumulations of them.
Denise Driscoll did not start out as a professional artist. She began as a graphic designer, but when it came time to choose one profession, she followed her passion.
I was a graphic designer for 20 years, and the whole time I was working as a graphic designer, which I loved, I kept thinking, I really just want to stop one day and paint. And it took me 20 years to take that step, but once I started painting, I couldn't do both.
Denise has found stability and consistency at the Norwood Space Center after being forced to leave her previous space.
So I ended up at the Space Center. Well, I painted for a while on my own, and then I went to graduate school at Lesley University and got my MFA in visual arts there 10 years ago. So I ended up at the Space Center because I was in a studio in Framingham, and unfortunately the studio spaces the building was sold to be redeveloped into condos. And I wanted to find a place that wasn't going to be sold in a year or two. A lot of buildings that artists work in are ripe for redevelopment, and found this place, and because it's being developed now, I knew it was stable and would be a good place to settle in.
Denise feels right at home in the Norwood community.
I really like it. I'm learning Norwood from here out, and we've had a few open studio events and other events where there were lots of people here, and very welcoming crowd. A lot of people from Boston were coming, as well as people from Norwood.
Denise expresses her feelings through her paintings rather than using any specific techniques.
I think a lot about how everything is connected to everything else, so it's a very broad theme, but because of that, I listen to a lot of books while I paint. I listen to audiobooks. I read a lot, and I read a lot about, I'm interested in psychology and in inner states and emotional states, and so I find that those come out in the painting as I work.
Be sure to follow Denise Driscoll on Facebook and Instagram, and also visit her website at www.denisedriscoll.com.